Hey, what's happening, gamers? This is Double RPG here, and welcome to another episode of the 4DS Audio Podcast. As I said, I am Double RPG, and joining me for this episode, we have...
The Bad Gamer, Fusroda!
Carlioo! No special thing to say, sorry guys.
And the Mega Mario on his mobile.
Oh yeah, you do sound kind of different today, Omega, since you're on your mobile phone talking through Skype, but hey, that's all cool. We're all here today, so that's at least the best part of, of this show going on right now. But what was it, Carlioo?
Let's just say it had some technical problems, am I right?
Yes, PC and hard drives.
Oh, that sucks.
The day after you shut down the computer properly, it is a bit of a pain in the backside.
Ah, shoot. But anyway, how you guys doing?
I'm fine, I've been playing some Skyrim.
Awesome sauce, man. I'd like to know your full 2 cents on it when we get to it towards the big release today.
Of course.
I've been just, broke pretty much all this weekend, so I haven't been able to buy anything.
Yeah, I'm going to pick up my copy of Super Mario 3D Land tomorrow morning, and I'm also going to pick up a copy of Cave Story 3D.
Okay.
I'm gonna pick it up some other time. Now I can't do anything else until next week.
And Omega, what are you up to now?
Trying to track down how to get my computer repaired and stuff.
Oh, I see. Are you at like a computer store or whatever?
Well, I have one near me, but not there now.
Oh,
I'm currently
okay.
at home at the moment.
Oh, you're just kind of chilling at home, playing some video games at the moment, some Sonic Generations?
I've been going back to Modern Warfare 1 to try and prestige before I pick up Modern Warfare 3 as my gift.
I see. Okay. Well, maybe we hope to hear your 2 cents about that at another time, but not for this episode today. But we do have something that's Call of Duty related for this episode, but it's not towards the big release. But anyway, guys, for those of you joining the 4DS Audio Podcast for the first time, we are a weekly show where we talk about the big highlight, the biggest piece of news that is. Then we also go to Retro Gems, where we talk about a video game series, a game system, or a video game character in retrospect. Then we go to the big release, which is pretty much self-explanatory, as we do so every week. Then we go to the execution, our favorite segment, which, again, is self-explanatory. And then we go to the video game playground to talk about what we have been playing this week. And so it's going to be another great show for you all today. So anyway, guys, how about we get this gravy train rolling, and let's get on with the big highlight, shall we? The big highlight!
Yeah, can I just say out some breaking news? Breaking news.
Okay.
And I'm never gonna get used to you... Oh, wait.
No, if you're on Steam, check it. Apparently, I've just got a link from someone on a website I used to help with. They say that Steam got hacked equals free Portal 2 PC for all. So I would seriously check that out.
Oh yes, there was that story about Steam getting hacked, right?
What did you say?
Yeah.
We get free what?
Portal 2.
I already had the game.
I already have it free, what the... Oh.
And they
I have it on PS3 and Steam.
And they already have Team Fortress 2 for free on Steam because they no longer need to, get people's money out of their pockets just to buy the game.
No, it's all those stupid
hats. Why does
hats.
Steam always give me free stuff I already have?
Well, it's hard to say.
I don't have Portal 2, but I'm just texting my mum now to...
But anyway, guys.
Our laptop to download it.
But anyway, guys. Today for the big highlight. Ever since this week, with Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3 releasing, and to high critical acclaim with the massive day one sales of like 6.5 million copies sold worldwide, it makes us ask the question, with the franchise so popular it is to this day, has it really begun to have negative effect within society, from around the world. And we pretty much say yes. And anyway, let's start with what we all know, from just the CoD community or whatever, with them, just being transformed based on the mass popularity. So anyway, Bad Gamer, have you noticed anything special about the CoD community, with the negative effects that they have after, like, Modern Warfare 3 or any of the other games releasing?
Yeah, desperate. They have become desperate people, so clinged on getting a copy on a release day, and if they don't, they are willing to threat, to extort, almost to the point of killing people just to get a copy. It's not only makes it makes us look bad. Yes, you can get angry when stuff like this happens, when you don't get a copy. Especially some people that pre-order did not get their copies. But yes, you can be mad, but at the same time, there's no excuse to go to this length to just get a copy. It's a game.
Yeah, it's just
not the end of the world.
Yeah, it's
supposed to happen next year. Take it easy, guys.
Oh no. That's just people just generating hype so they can get people to scare themselves. So it's not going to happen.
I know what I was
you don't say.
But Carlioo, did you have any thoughts on the CoD community being transformed into like criminals or whatever?
Besides it just being sad and just guys, okay, I know the Call of Duty series is good. There are good games, sure, overrated, but they aren't bad because they're overrated. They're still good. But that doesn't mean you go out and kill. It doesn't mean you go out and threat people, steal money worth like thousands and thousands of dollars just to play, or just to play the game. Why, guys? Come on. I don't really want to take up the game overthinker here because I don't know how many I've actually heard of him, and B, I know he's kind of controversial when it comes to this, but he's kind of right when it comes to we wanted everyone to be gamers, but now no. It just puts it in a bad. Don't we want to be accepted as good guys? As respectable.
Yeah,
people.
I always say that Call of Duty franchise is probably next in line to the Grand Theft Auto. Games that are real as possible.
Oh yes. Nowadays.
I don't have problems with how real it is. The problem is the people surrounding the game. The CoD community so far is the worst one as of right now, because they are willing to go so far just for a game.
Oh yeah, they're worse than the Kingdom Hearts community who wants Kingdom Hearts 3, so...
They're worse than the Sonic community. Well, also the Sonic community. We just can't decide which game they want.
Yeah. Omega, did you have any thoughts towards the CoD community with their negative behaviors?
It's just a matter of case pointing towards, surely you cannot wait until a lot more longer just to pick up a game and not resort to the means of hijacking a lorry with 6,000 copies, or if your copy is not in store, you just threaten a shop clerk.
Well, the reason why I'm asking...
ridiculous.
Yeah, the reason why I'm asking you guys is in relation to this story that we all found off The Escapist, which is a very famous website that's dealing with gaming news and, and all that stuff. And apparently for all of us who live in the United States, this is mostly around the Kansas City area, which is about 2 hours or 3 hours away from where I live. There's a story about this gamer who bought his copy of Modern Warfare 3, I think at a GameStop, and then...
Yeah, no, at a Best Buy. It was here on Got Game.
Oh, okay. So it was at a Best Buy, and he got his copy, but a friend of his or somebody else was also at the
there were
at the
no
launch
relationship. They did not know each other. That's also the thing.
Yeah, they didn't even know each other. But this guy who was also at the event was really far in line, and he saw this person who got his copy of Modern Warfare 3 and pretty much followed him home back to his apartment and pretty much blocked his entryway into the apartment. When the guy who bought his copy got out, the guy who didn't even get his copy came out with a loaded pistol and started demanding, he wanted the game for himself. And he tried to do everything he can to try to get the copy of the game, but the gun wouldn't even, shoot, like it got locked or something, and that's when,
Hey, look, my gun jammed.
Yeah, his gun jammed, and then the gamer managed to fend off the guy who was trying to shoot him, and pretty much the guy drove off in his red pickup or whatever, or his red Ford Explorer, and then the gamer called the police, and pretty much the guy who tried to shoot him is arrested.
Yeah.
And where did I find them? In the line at the midnight launch.
Yeah.
Yeah. The story I said, the Best Buy one's on Got Game, but yeah, I did see that one on the Escapist.
But yeah, it's just that, has Call of Duty really gotten that very popular where it needs to transform the minds of everybody? I mean, sure, like Carlioo said, they are well-made games, but it's become really overrated. I mean, why do people have to resort to this type of thing, just based on how popular, a franchise is? I mean, has it really begun to warp the minds of so many people that they're bound to do just these really crazy and ridiculous things?
It seems so, and that's the sad part.
It's like they've forgotten how to, determine what is real and what is not. And when you play games, everything is not supposed to be based on real life. They're supposed to be as a means to escape reality, and not meaning that you need to reenact the stuff that can be, considered real in a sense.
The thing is, the problem is it's like, not only, I think it's something to do with our generation at the same time, we have a problem to keep calm and wait for something. People get pissed just for like, oh, it's delayed. I mean, yes, it's annoying, but at the same time, maybe that makes the game better. But no, we want it now. I mean, yes, I can agree. I was like the final 3 days before Skyrim. I was like, I want the game now. I want the game now. But at the same time, I was calm and not starting to scream out or try to steal it.
Yeah, I mean, I was kind of in the same boat for a while when I was in high school. I mean, when Star Ocean 3 Till the End of Time was about to release, I always saw that it was, about to get released, but, like, there was always these points within the last minute, like in the day before it releases, saying that it got delayed. I'm like, no!
Yeah.
But at least I kept a calm head about it, so...
Yeah, I'm just worried about the headlines of next year. Like, if this happens again, it's going to be like Call of Duty worse than drugs.
Yeah, it's like Call of Duty is like worse than crack and heroin and LSD and all that stuff.
Yeah, remember, if there are any kids listening to this podcast, drugs are bad. Don't
By the
take
way,
them.
It's like Activision doesn't even give a crap about their fan base. It's like they're not even trying to do anything to, conserve the kind-hearted nature of, society or whatever.
The problem is also the people who wants to ban video games just need to point at stuff like that and saying, "Yep, that's how it is."
Mm-hmm.
This is what the game.
everything is like this.
This is what gamers are all about: killing when they don't get their games.
Right.
Yeah, so you guys who are actually doing this, think about it. You're going to mess this up for everybody.
You're going to mess this up for everybody, and there is the potential that you are going to be in lots of trouble by law enforcement and all that.
And I'm blaming them.
Yeah.
I'm blaming Activision.
And it's all your fault.
I'm blaming also a bit of Activision because they don't seem to, at the same time, do something about it.
Nope,
They
they
just-
only care about their money rather than the safe and well-being of everybody.
Yup.
I mean, they're a big corporation.
That's
Corporation.
for you.
I mean, corporations run the whole world. It's not like your own governments try to control the whole world. Nope, it's corporations. So they're not even caring about society when the society needs help, based on what is all going on with the franchise transforming them really badly.
Yeah. I mean, the thing is, if this has not happened, not in Modern Warfare 2 or in Black Ops, it happened now during Modern Warfare 3. What happens next year? It's gonna get worse.
Oh, I can imagine. Because
but
Call
that's
of
the
Duty
thing.
is so popular.
Yeah, but that's just, and that scares me. I mean, this is what the COD community is going for. What's not to say about the other communities?
And plus,
Halo.
there's lots of other games aside from Call of Duty that you really should enjoy.
Yeah.
I mean,
Old
COD
ones,
is
new
not your
ones.
only game, guys.
Yeah.
It's often, more or less frat boys like, oh, Madden is the best games ever, and also COD.
But
Where's my
anyway,
beer? Where's my brewskis? Ah.
but anyway, for all of you, that to conclude this, for all of you who, are just so pig-headed about the Call of Duty franchise and wanting, your games that badly, all we just have to say is, come on, guys, use your head a little bit and just wait. I mean, just play other games, and if you really do want another, copy of Call of Duty, then just wait. There's lots of other games. I mean, just don't stick to a franchise where you're going to pretty much, be transformed, in your mind to do all this crap when you really should be focusing on other stuff other than just one particular game every
Yeah.
year.
I also want to just clarify. You are allowed to like Modern Warfare, guys. The listeners, you are allowed. You can play the games. Just don't make a single series the focus of must buy, must buy, must buy.
Yeah, it's like
Try to extend. Play some RPGs. Play some adventures. Play some text-based games. Play some. Try different things and see what more is. Not everything is about the Madden and the Call of Duty.
Yeah, not really everything's about aiming a virtual gun at someone's virtual head.
yeah.
Or, as someone put it, centering the screen.
Who can center the screen fastest?
Yeah. But yeah, for you guys, for you that are, just so stuck up about, the games, just get a life, would you?
Says RE4.
But anyway, guys, I think we are finally done talking about the big highlight. I know it was kind of a big topic to talk about and one that almost seemed kind of controversial that we needed to get our opinions on, but we're
At the same
basically
time,
just
this
talking
needs-
from the facts.
But at the same time, this needs to be talked about. We can't ignore this.
I know.
If we don't start doing anything about it, it's gonna get worse next year. Trust me on this.
Oh, yeah.
And just one more thing, parents. Parents. COD is also by the way, may also be the source of all sins, especially when kids can go in to nowhere. To basically just into a game store with their 8-year-old kid, buy a package of Modern Warfare 3, and just bought it for the kid. So what? The game is for like 18 plus or mature audiences only for a goddamn reason, parents. My God, I saw this picture of these two 8-year-old kids just standing there with a package of Modern Warfare 3 in a game store, and I was like, no, I'm sorry, sure, you can break the laws of the rating sometimes, but don't buy to your 8-year-old kids.
Yeah,
It was like
I
when I was in
agree.
the game store the other day, just randomly looking at the games, and I heard some kid go, "Oh, this is going to be Game of the Year." I was like, "Well, obviously he's not old enough to play the game, so for the love of."
I mean, for the love of God, parents, use your head. I mean, that's one of the problems we have in this world today is bad parenting. I mean, don't go along with that norm. I mean, deviate from it and, do what you are supposed to do as parents.
Ow!
It's the both. I mean, what is gonna happen? I mean, it says 18. Do they think that their little Timmy, who is 10 years, is gonna Like, this is nothing horrible, and then it's like, oh my god, what are they doing?
I mean, if I have kids,
this copy to me. Why? You know there was. Yeah, but you bought it. I didn't expect you to handle to your 10-year-old son.
well, I mean, if I do have kids one of these days, and if they want a copy of Call of Duty, I just tell them, no, you're gonna play something else, and you're gonna like it, and that's final.
Yeah,
It's like,
lay down the law.
no.
Like Mario, for instance. And speaking of which, Super Mario 3D Land comes out this weekend for the U.S.
Just so you know.
Oh, it's fun.
No big deal.
All right. Well, anyway, guys, I think we're pretty much done with this topic, so it's time to get a little bit happier, and we are going to go to Retro Gems.
Retro Gems.
The glories of yesteryears.
Yes.
It's all filled with
Have
sunshine.
time.
Yes. The sunshine is golden, where we can all get happy. And like
Oh,
I
I
said,
see
if
what
you
you
did not get from our segues that...
Sunshine.
Oh, no.
Oh my
No.
God.
If you
Did
didn't
not
get
just
from
do
the
that.
segues that Omega and I were saying, kind of like last week when we talked about Angry Birds for the execution, which I still love that segment, by the way. But Golden Sun is the franchise that we are talking about for Retro Gems on this fine and
Yeah,
lovely
not
day.
Sonic R, everyone.
No, we're not talking about Sonic R. That game can go just piss off.
Oh
Go to far deepest of hell.
But anyway, guys, Golden Sun, it's Camelot Software Planning's flagship RPG series for Nintendo. And it's been around for about 10 years, and it got its start on the Game Boy Advance, and it has become
Game Boy
a really successful franchise in the long run. I mean, not milked a whole lot like some other games that we know, Call of Duty, but Golden
Subtle,
Sun,
man, subtle.
but
Oh my God.
Blatant cough is blatant.
yeah, but Golden Sun, it definitely holds a very special place in my heart. What do you all think?
Same
Oh
here.
yeah, it's a good RPG series.
It's one of my top 5 favorite RPGs of all time, and my number 1 of all the games on the Game Boy Advance.
Uh-huh.
It's something that holds dear to my heart. That's one of the music, the story, the characters, the battles, just the sheer
everything.
amount.
Oh
Yes, the everything.
even the heavy sense of fantasy to the games.
Yes, and also the unleash when you summon monsters. It's amazing.
I mean, Golden Sun, in a sense. I mean, the first game you pretty much played as heroes in the game. You know, basically what happens is that some guys try to collect these very precious materials to activate these things that are within the world. They are called lighthouses that are based on the 4 elements of the world because they believe that it's going to cause cataclysm. But
Earth, wind, water, and fire.
Yep.
We need his heart, and then we have Go Planet. I just made that reference. Yes.
Yes, and you try your best to try to stop these people, who are causing the lighthouses to light up, that in which they think it's a cataclysm. But then in the next game, you play in the shoes of the antagonist, and that was one of the things that the Takahashi brothers, the guys who created the Golden Sun series, said, is that the Golden Sun games on the Game Boy Advance are basically like one big huge game, and rightfully so, because they had to separate it into 2 because there was so much data between both the games. And is that when you play the first game, you're playing in the shoes of the protagonist, but in the Lost Age, you play in the shoes of the antagonist, and that actually makes a pretty good combination for a JRPG. It's like you're playing 2 stories from 2 different perspectives.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And the puzzles were really good. A few times it felt it was really frustrated. Like the Venice lighthouse was really hard. Took some time before I got past that. And then the Mars Tower lighthouse was also kind of
Oh
hard.
yeah. Oh.
But the game was good in its. I like the art style. I like this entire. The bosses were really fun and unique, and many bosses had some quirk to it.
Mm-hmm.
And then we have one of my hated bosses in the series, the Doom Dragon.
The Doom Dragon.
Oh,
The final
yes.
boss of the series, which as
All I'm going to say is you're going to experience cruel ruin numerous times throughout the boss fight.
it scarred me. It has scarred me for life and I may have beaten him, but it was the longest 6 months I have ever experienced for just one boss.
Wow.
You may have defeated him, but for what cost? For what cost? My sanity.
And I have the game, and I still haven't beat the secret boss, and that should tell you something.
Oh, Doulahan?
Oh my god, I hate him.
Okay, so, but you did manage to do that whole thing between the Game Boy Advance games where you
Yes.
can transfer the data to the sequel.
Yes, I hunted down everyone just to open that. That's the only gripe I have with the game. It's the transfer. It's a tedious work, especially if you want your characters to travel with your level and the items you have. You had to like a 7.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how many characters it is, like almost 100. And that's to get everything to the next game.
Oh, yeah.
And you still don't get access to that until, like, when there's 20% left of the game. Then you get access to that, but
Mm-hmm.
it's still a masterpiece of a game.
No kidding. And, when you take a look at the world map for the Golden Sun games, it's set in the fictional world of Wayyard, or whatever its name is. And if you manage to compare, the geography of that world to the geography of the world we live in today, it actually is kind of similar in a sense. With all the places that you explore and such.
What,
Yeah.
You wish it's fake Paris or something?
Well, I would say that, since the game has a heavy sense of fantasy, with like elves and dwarves, I say there's a bit of
dragons
and dragons. I would say there's a bit of elements from Norse mythology in the games because because if you take a look at the text for Golden Sun, the game Golden Sun, you can actually tell that's the text is actually called Viking text.
Yeah, it's old Viking rune text.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, there's a bit of Norse mythology elements to it, and I assume that's where I think it if you take a look at the place where you start, I think it's like around like Eastern Europe or whatever, or it's supposed to resemble
if you
Eastern
look at
Europe because of the
yeah, but also if you take a look at some of the attacks, there's one attack that's called Ragnarok.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, Norse mythology. Some of the summons you can make are also based from Northern mythology, like the ice giant, many things like that.
But yeah, I mean, it's just that with the heavy references that are in place with not only with the geography but with the some of the characters and some of the like magic attacks based on certain references, it's just wow, it's just fantasy heavy.
Mm-hmm.
It's amazing.
Yeah, and we also got to talk about the story, with especially the dialogue, because I think that's another one of the prominent features within the whole series is the long use of dialogue. And I know that journalists tend to complain about this a whole lot, but they have to remember that it's an RPG series, so there's bound to be lots of text.
A load of it.
Yeah, there's bound to be lots of dialogue.
Not only that, I mean, most gripe is that they don't speak, but the thing is, it's a handheld.
Mm-hmm.
And
You
when
can't fit much onto a handheld. That's the trouble. Especially with
Yeah,
you,
but-
if you are doing an RPG as well.
Yeah, but that's the thing. They actually managed to fit a lot and just. I mean, the second one is I guess is 2 times bigger than the first part.
Oh, no kidding.
And how the much content is in the second cartridge is just the moment you get out in the world is like boom, you have so much to do.
Yeah, because when you start, when you're in the world in the first Golden Sun, it just makes you say, okay, is this the whole world that we're traveling in? But then when you get to the Lost Age, you're just like, whoa. This like
Yeah.
10 times the size of the first game.
Yeah, 10 times and many more secrets. 4 hidden bosses, then there's one final hidden boss, which you can only get if you've done some things in the first cartridge. But it's so much to do. It still takes. I play it from time to time. It still takes me 2 weeks, and that's when. And that's just the normal stuff. Like if you start from the very beginning, the first cartridge, and
And you can't, and you also can't forget about the music too. I think the music really builds on to the whole series very nicely.
I love the music. So many good pieces.
And of course, you can't always go wrong with the music for Golden Sun unless if you have Motoi Sakuraba there to help. Basically, he's the same guy who does the music for the Star Ocean and the Tales series.
Yeah, and most of them are really good also.
Mm-hmm.
Here's our new recurring gag, everyone. Double R really loves Tails, so it obviously pinpoint anything from Tails.
Hey, I'm a Tales fan all the way. Too bad I don't have
but
I don't have any
saying,
games, in the Tales series that I want to see in the execution because I pretty much like all of them. They're really all well made. They're all quality masterpieces.
They're all good.
I know that. I'm just saying that you always bring up Tails, and I actually kind of thinking, I want to play them now, like I haven't played Golden Sun. And now you guys are making me want to play Golden Sun.
I actually want to do that for an LP at some point.
I've always think of doing something about that game. It's if you haven't played it, you should play it. It's a masterpiece.
Oh yeah, of course. And another reason why the game's a masterpiece is, take a look at the genes or the genies or whatever, or the gens.
I don't really. I don't know how it's supposed to pronounce it. I always call them the genes.
I think they're supposed to be called genes. If you have an I at the end for the name, it's supposed to sound like genie or whatever.
Yeah, I don't know. I just call them gens.
But yeah, it's one of the biggest features in the Golden Sun franchise. You have these little creatures that that you can attach onto you to raise your stats and, can even change jobs to give you new abilities and all that stuff. There's so much replay value, towards the different variables that you can have within your characters to, just grow immensely into just these different jobs and whatever.
Yeah. You could become a ninja also and have awesome skills like that.
Yeah, you can become a ninja, a samurai, or you can become a necromancer, which I think is the strongest job you can actually have in the game. Is the necromancer job.
I actually beat the whole game with using their standard class. Where they only had their where they were stronger element, and like Isaac, I had all the Venice gens in his pool. So
yeah, like in the Lost Age. Him and Felix, they can go up to like the Slayer class.
Oh yeah, and then use what was it when they summon 3 giant swords? And that one is so awesome.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I pretty much stick with that too. Whenever I play the game,
I sometimes like combine to see what I can get and what new moves you can, like the Isuna drop if they turn into samurais or.
Yeah, that'd be pretty cool.
That is actually awesome. I've done that a couple of times.
Omega and Carlioo, have you ever played any of the Golden Sun games?
I have a really bad excuse for not doing it, and that is because I hardly know of the series. I know they're there, and I know they're good. That's it. Sadly, because while I do have a Game Boy Advance, and I do think that it's one of the best systems out there. Come at me, bro.
You have no excuse. After this is over, go play those games on the Game Boy Advance.
I'll download the ROM or something.
No. We don't support emulation.
Whoa. No,
We do not support emulation, Carlioo.
We do not support it.
But when I'll try and find it. I know thanks to GameX last week, I managed to find a good online store where I can buy retro games. So yay! I will try and find it.
Okay.
Although, when he says, hold on, when he says find a ROM of it, you could actually mean on a proper cartridge, so...
But we all know what I actually meant, right, guys?
Yes, we all know what you meant.
Yes,
And Omega?
Well, the thing is, I don't support emulation. I just do it because, that's not really other way for me to find games that I want to play and I don't have the system for. Because I don't want to waste money.
No, well,
I
if you
have
had a
retro
3DS,
store near
there's...
me, and I'm eager on collecting Game Boy Advance games, so I might go in there and talk to the guy, because I get along well, so I'll be like, do you have Golden Sun in? And he goes, yeah, but how much?
The thing is, also, the thing is, you need to have both of them, because you need to play them from back to back, because then, or else you lose the experience.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and make sure you either have 2 Game Boy Advance games and a cable and a link cable, because that would be so much easier when you transfer the data.
Or, if you have a Game Boy player on your GameCube and a Game Boy Advance game, then you can do the exact same thing that way.
Do that, yeah, which I can't remember where my Game Boy player is, because I didn't sell it when I got rid of my first GameCube, because it had a problem with it.
And also, not only were there
to-
the Game Boy Advance games, but there was also the Nintendo DS game Dark Dawn.
That one is a disappointment to me.
Because it ended on another cliffhanger, right?
I felt I expected that. So, but the thing is, the pacing was much more faster, and the game was so much easier. I didn't die once in the game.
I mean, there were some times where I felt like I was about to die, but I
never
still
had
managed to
those.
pull through. But yeah, I do agree. But it doesn't mean that the game was all that bad. I still think it was actually a pretty good game overall.
Yeah, it was good and all, but the thing is, I had the 2 major gripes for me was, or 3 actually, was first that the pacing felt much more faster. You met all 8 characters in an instant, and some of them didn't have much of a development. It was like, oh, do this. Oh, she's my partner now. Who are you
Yeah.
again? Why are you with us? And the second one is, it was too easy. The final boss of this one didn't even feel like a final boss.
What I actually really liked about Dark Dawn was the evolution of the code of ethics system. Basically, that when people talk to you, they may ask you questions and they give you a yes or no answer. But this one goes beyond that, meaning you can give your own expressions that's based on the situation or whatever.
Although sometimes the expression could mean something different than you thought it would mean, so
Yeah.
the way you would like to respond didn't always come out. So,
Yeah.
but the major gripe was point of no returns.
Mm-hmm.
You miss that gen. You have to restart.
Oh yeah.
That was the thing that made me really piss.
Oh yeah,
Because
it's gonna piss off lots of people if you got to make sure that you get all the gen or the genies with you or all the gen with you, so that way you can unlock the tidbit secrets that they had.
Yeah, which kind of pissed me off, because I missed 2 at the first. Oh, and then the thing is, there are 2 points of no returns.
Oh yes.
2?
Yes.
Yeah, but
I
don't
missed-
worry, you can return to those when you get closer to the end of the game, but there's just those points in the story where you can't even return to them, so it made the game a bit more linear in a sense.
No, they actually, when you get past those points of no return, you can't get past, even after you beat the game.
Well, shoot.
I've tried. I have to restart the entire game if I want to beat this. If I want to fight the secret boss.
Well, that's not good.
And that was what made me angry. But it's still a good game, and if you like the original, you should still play this.
Oh
I just recommend that you have at least a guide for finding the gens.
Oh yes, that's all we ask for.
Oh,
But
and at the same time, at the same time, if you play the games and if you really want to face the secret boss in the second card chest, because some of them are really hard to get to because you have to go in such a way it's sometimes mind-numbingly stupid.
And sometimes those bosses can be a bit OP'd at times, which they mostly are, but...
I mean, I like that. It gives me a challenge when I kick their asses.
Oh, yeah. Okay, anyway, guys, to conclude on Retro Gems, do you think Golden Sun still holds some long-lasting appeal? As I know I do think.
Yes, it does.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And I really don't think this is a series that's going to die anytime soon. I don't know when... I mean, there's a good possibility that the next entry will come out, maybe for the 3DS, but we don't know when the next game is going to come out. But we still think that it's probably going to be a long ongoing series for Nintendo, and we just hope that it's going to get much, much better than what we've already seen, and hopefully it will. But yeah, for the Game Boy Advance games, I still think they're top-notch titles. The Nintendo DS games, the Nintendo DS game, it was pretty good, but still didn't hold up to the Game Boy Advance games. But the overall series, it has A+ potential.
And it gets an A++ for me.
Oh, it's like going to 11 to quote Spinal Tap. Yeah, that's a good one.
Yep.
Okay, guys. I think we're done with Retro Gems, and now it's time to go to the big release.
The big release!
One RPG to another one.
One RPG to the next.
The most hyped game of the year or something like that.
No.
It's still Modern Warfare.
We're not talking about Modern Warfare 3, but we're talking about the other
yeah.
hyped game for the year, and that is the Elder Scrolls V Skyrim.
Skyrim.
Oh my god.
Now, to be honest, I really haven't got into the Elder Scrolls that much. I mean, I used to own the Elder Scrolls 4 Oblivion, but I never played Morrowind or like Blood Moon or anything like that. But Elder Scrolls 5, it actually seems to catch my interest a bit more. I mean, but anyway, I'll let Bad Gamer let you in on his own thoughts on what he thinks about the game since he bought it and he has played crapload of it already, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, I'm 8 hours in, so...
Nice. So, what are your
Take
first
it
thoughts
away.
on Skyrim?
It's... As many others said, it's good. It's better than I expected to be. When I heard about that they would dismiss the entire class system, that you were your own class and how you play, at first I didn't really understand of how that would work, but now as I play, I get it, and I like this system. I can finally be the class I always want to be, a battle mage. Shoot lightning in one hand while swinging the sword and hack my enemies to mincemeat.
I love that system. I love it.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, I love it.
Is it also the first game in the series where you can actually dual-wield weapons, or was that available in other games?
No, this is the first game actually, but I haven't done much wielding because I have magic in one hand and.
Well, I remember seeing Peanut Butter Gamer's playthrough on Skyrim. He only has 2 episodes on his channel right now, but yeah, I saw that you can dual wield weapons, so I thought that was pretty cool.
You can also dual wield magic. You can
dual wield magic. If you've got a fireball spell, pull both triggers at the same time, you'll make a big, massive one. And
yes, you make a Hadouken.
Yeah, pretty much.
But yeah, my character is, as I said, gone in the battle mage class, so I'm using a lot of magic, and I use one-handed weapon a whole lot. I also am a bit of a thief at the same time, but I don't steal and only use that so I can open the lock and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
The story is, well, the dragons are back. Ooh. They are awesome.
Oh yeah, and
they are awesome to fight against.
That was one of the things too about the story, is that you actually play as this guy who is like
Vagabond.
What?
His name is, they call him Dragonborn, or Duvakim.
Yeah, he's like the last person in the lineage of like the Dragonborns or whatever, and there's this prophecy that this big huge dragon is going to come to Skyrim and destroy it, and you play as the guy who is the one who's going to kill the dragon or defeat it or whatever.
The last Dragonborn.
I'm not gonna say much, but because what I'm playing, I'm getting some other information. But yeah, you have to play the game to see more of the story, and I'm not going to tell so much because it would be spoiling.
Yeah, and I am not spoiling or anything, but I'm just giving you a little synopsis right there. But
I know.
But with this game, it still manages to maintain tradition, especially with the beginning. Like in the beginning parts of like an Elder Scrolls game, you play as this criminal who's about to be executed or thrown in prison for the rest of his life. But then all of a sudden, some type of event happens where you are broken free, and then you end up becoming a hero in the end. Basically,
Yeah.
You know.
Has
Stop right there, criminal scum.
They also exist two factions in the games. They're still like the Dark Brotherhood, the Thief Guild, and stuff. But that's the guild. But the faction is the Imperial, and then there's what was it called? The Shadow something. It's just the Imperial faction is want to keep. There's a war going on in Skyrim between the Nords who wants to keep old Nord tradition and the Imperials who wants them to follow the Imperial rules. They still live in Cyrodiil, and I want them to start obeying their rules. But the other faction is afraid that by doing this, the old traditions of the Nord will disappear.
Mm-hmm.
So there's a giant war that's also going out at the same time as you fight, as the dragons are reborn.
Right.
Are coming back. So, so you can, but it's really fun, and the dragon shouts are really fun to use. I've only learned 2 right now. One that makes me do shockwaves, and one that makes me move fast. Everyone has seen them, so you can see them during press. The music is also good, although sometimes the music can become too loud and drown out people who speak to you.
Uh-huh.
And there are still some bugs in the game. Couple of big ones where you can notice, like Mammoth, like all of a sudden just shoots up in the air, then land and dies. No reason.
Well,
I also at one point fell through the floor, and then teleported in the room next to me after 3 seconds of falling. And I found a couple bugs here and there, but nothing game breaking so far.
Well, I mean, whenever I played, the only game that I played, like I said, was Oblivion, but I really couldn't get into it that much because after that first segment, that beginning part, after you leave, like, the dungeons or the sewers or whatever, then that's when the game immediately starts becoming non-linear, and I tend to, personally, I tend to say, where am I supposed to go next? Because I would rather there be, like, a linear progression, at some points, but then, like, for the non-linearity, have, like, extra filler and that kind of stuff. That's my kind of game. I'm not really into, full non-linearity that much.
Well, it is. It's a matter of how. You can take. I do recommend you follow the main story a bit further, because at start of the game you don't have the shout. You're not able to use shouts in the middle of the game. So if you would play it, I do recommend you at least. When you kill your first dragon, that is to me where the game actually starts, because that's where you, because then you have met your first dragon. I think the dragon then becomes more. The randomness of the dragons shows up. I've met 2 dragons out of random. One of them just flew by, and one of them started attacking where I were. So it was fun. It's fun when all of a sudden just dragon shows up, and the entire city or village is battle with you because they also are very afraid of the dragons.
Right.
And they're like, "Oh, dragons!" And then everyone stands ready with the bow and see if it's gonna pass by or not. And it's really something to when you see a dragon just flying up there and it's like, is it gonna come down and fight, or is it gonna disappear? But right now, I just want to fight them because I want their souls so I can do more shouts.
Okay. Omega, Carlioo, did you have anything to say about Skyrim? I mean, you guys have been kind of quiet throughout most of this time.
Well, because we were letting Bad Game get his points across. Cause pretty much.
We can't stop Bad Game
with double RPG and me, the Bad Gamer. Carlioo Omega is not here for the moment.
Yeah,
it's always you to get your point across.
I know,
when Bad
just
Gamer
joking.
starts talking, there's no way to stop him. I'm sorry, but yeah, Skyrim looks epic, and I suppose it is epic.
Oh, it is.
But I
It
haven't
is.
been able to play it as of late because I haven't had any money.
Hmm.
But as soon as I get enough money, I will go and buy it. That's a promise.
You
Because
promised me
it
that
looks-
you'll talk heavily about Skyward Sword next week, okay?
Oh yeah, forgot about that.
We all are.
Of course I would talk heavily about Skyward Sword. The Skyward Sword looks even better than Skyrim. Come at me, bro.
Hey, I'm agreeing with Carlioo on this.
Fine. No, the reason why I wanted to get into Skyrim more now, because the fact is they've got Fallout into Skyrim. There's loads of Fallout inspired stuff. If you look at some of the gameplay tweaks they've done
Uh-huh.
compared to Oblivion, there's
Oh, yeah.
a lot more Fallout in there.
Ah.
Well, the thing is, the level up system is also much better. It's like when you level up, you don't need to seek a bed like in Oblivion. It's like level up and you go.
So you get some perks, i.e. like they done in Fallout. Like, congratulations, you reached this level, now select a perk.
No, that you don't get when you level up. Your first pick either to level up your magic, your hit point, or your stamina. And when you pick one of them, you get 10 points extra to.
Yeah, but I mean, like Fallout is after every so levels, isn't it?
No, I'm level 6 now, and then you get a perk point, which then you pick out of all the constellations. So you can, and from there is a bunch of perks which you get when you also have leveled up a bit of. Like if your sword is at 30, you can pick pick the constellations with 30 or less, and level up that. Some have you can only level up once, and then there's some where you can like have 5 at one. Like sword handed, you can put 5 at them. Like if you level up 5 in a row and put all that, your sword get like 100% extra damage, so it does twice the damage it normally does.
I see.
Which is really good.
Okay. Well, Bad Gamer, I hate to cut you off here, but we're
Hey, no
rapidly running out of time here. So, but to conclude on the big release, I'd say that Skyrim definitely gives my big thumbs up right there for you all to buy. So,
Yeah.
if you're a big fan of Elder Scrolls, then definitely pick this one up. And I know that's coming around the same time as like Skyward Sword, which is another big release we're talking about. But definitely pick it up whenever you can, or rent it, if you're in the United States. But yeah, Skyrim, it's definitely...
Just remember, it will take over your life.
Oh yeah, those games
A
are...
lot of mines.
Those games are really, really intricate. So if you are willing to put in about 100 or 200 hours within this game, then there you go.
Yeah,
Well,
just get ready to enjoy the fact that you go through a cave and you're like, oh, this cave seems boring. But then you find a special item. Oh, look at this! Sweet!
Well, that was also more fun to Venture Cave because there's where you find many the dragon words, which you then learn to use your shout. So it's recommended that you go through caves.
Okay. Well, but anyway, guys, as we said, for Skyrim, buy it.
Yep, definitely.
Okay, now it's time for us to go to our favorite segment, the execution.
Execution!
The execution.
Yes, and it's Carlio's turn to select another game that he wants to execute. And what game do you want to execute today, Carlio?
Do I have to say it?
Yes, you have to say it.
Kingdom Hearts Chain of Memories.
Really? Another Kingdom Hearts game, you say?
Well, it's the thing
God
is...
damn, Carlioo, you can... You.
Hey. Omega shows like 2 Sonic games. So, well, the thing is, when it comes
Shut up,
to
Carlioo. No excuse.
Yes, it is an excuse because, as it is, yes, I like the Kingdom Hearts series, and yes, I love to see the failings in it, and I know what the bad parts of Kingdom Hearts is, and I still like the series. And there's not that, and I also like to play good games and not bad games, but that's besides the point. But for this special occasion, I actually played Chain of Memories, and I instantly regret it.
Told you.
So,
I didn't really like it.
yeah, when I played it at first, I didn't really like it either. I mean,
I tried to play it. I've tried to play it 3 or 4 times.
it's like you're
a
playing
combat.
Yu-Gi-Oh in a Kingdom Hearts game.
It's the thing.
Yeah.
The thing about Chain of Memories is not that the combat is. It's not that the combat is not like innovative, or it's super duper bad, or, I mean, it is all right
Boring.
for the first 2 levels. Then you face the fat bodies. And then
large bodies?
Large bodies, whatever. And then it just goes down the crapper because then you realize how much. I mean, the thing is, not only do you need to. No, the thing is, from Kingdom Hearts 1 to Kingdom Hearts Chain of Memories, there is a lot, and I mean a lot more strategical thinking. Not that it's a bad thing, but it's such a huge step that it isn't even funny. And it's not, I mean, why would you even have, I mean, for those who don't know what Chain of Memories, basically, Sora goes to this place called Castle Oblivion, and then for some reason he gets all his powers and everything he had learned so far he just forgets, and they get put into cards. That is how he forgets he forgets how to swing his Keyblade. He needs to use the Keyblade for that. He forgets how to use magic, another card. I mean, everything is centered around cards.
It's not even the fun part in card games. I mean, it's the boring aspect.
Yes, and the problem is, the problem first come in, you need, the thing is, about cards, they have numbers on them. Now, here's where the strategical part comes in. You cannot just, you can stack up cards so you can make a lot of combos, and you can stack them up so they become, for example, they have numbers from 0 to 9, obviously. 0 is the both best and worst card, don't ask me why. But if, for example, let's say that you attack with a card that has a 3 on it, but then the enemy, let's say a Shadow, has attacked with a card that has a 4 on it. Bam! Your card is overruled. You cannot attack. And
the combo breaks.
The combo breaks, and it's like that for all eternity. Like, sure you can destroy you can stop some of their combos with your cards, but they can also stop yours. So it's both a savior and a curse. Guys, you could just have a guard system for that. Really, there's no big deal. But
it's pretty much like a game of roulette. Determining who wins and who loses.
Oh yeah,
it is. It's just the annoying aspect is your attack with the cards. You choose a 7, then you attack, and it doesn't matter what the 7 is. It's not like you give a 7 in attack damage. It's just a 7 at higher number than the enemy have.
Yeah, unless you have a 0, then you're either overpowered or you're overruled.
Right. Yeah, and I also felt that the story was kind of lackluster.
Ugh.
I mean, sure, you're going inside this castle, and every time when you go up even further, you start to lose more of your memories, but, I mean...
The thing is, the biggest, to continue, you need certain cards with certain numbers. And sometimes... And that's where the what I always felt is I need a number of a card, and that number seems to be as rare as ever.
Oh yeah.
Because
Unless
don't
you,
that-
yeah.
because you
East,
have.
right.
I don't know if they took a bit from the Mega Man Battle Network that with how fast you kill enemies is how rare the chip you get, and same with here, like how fast you kill enemies, how rare the number is. I mean, I remember one time I needed enough 4, and no matter what I did, I spent an hour or two on it, and I still did not get that 4. So I was like, okay, you know what?
Where is
Game Shark.
that damn fourth cake?
Yeah, Game Shark or Action Replay will save you for the win.
Where is
I had to do it.
fourth
I mean,
card?
Well, I think it's pretty much something that everybody has to do because I really don't think that the game is, plays that well based on the gameplay. So
if you manage to beat this game without cheating or anything like that, then you have a bigger patience than I have.
oh, you deserve a medal if you manage to beat that without the Game Shark or the Action Replay.
Yeah, and not go insane with just the constant of stupefied fighting.
Hmm.
I just want to add in some stuff. Because of the card system, the game becomes annoyingly hard. First of all, as I said before.
Right.
Secondly, and here comes the
Hard
bigger.
for all the wrong
Here comes the
reasons.
bigger part. The card system sure can be implemented into the story. I wouldn't have any problem with that. But the card system in a gameplay doesn't need to exist.
Yeah, you're pretty much
I
just
get so annoyed.
you're pretty much just better with the freedom to just swing the keyblade and all that.
Oh yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
you
and
can
that's
use,
the thing,
You
why-
can use the, you can use the card system to summon your party members, or just summons, or as magic. I wouldn't have any problem with that.
Right.
But you're using it as the core of the gameplay, and that is just stupid. Because not only makes it the game annoyingly hard, it also makes me hate the game. And I stopped playing it after playing for like 1 hour.
Yeah.
Good job,
Yeah.
good job, Square Enix.
So
That's the biggest flaw. I mean, your standard attack is card based that can overrule by the opponent.
well, just to clarify one thing, Carlioo, Square Enix didn't make the game; they actually
Yeah,
published it. It was
yeah,
a different developer who actually made Chain of Memories. It was the
Yeah.
same
Yeah,
people who made The World Ends With You, and that's actually a better game than Chain of Memories. By the
Oh,
way,
yeah.
But
that's
that,
much
but that
more
also
better.
has some interesting controls.
but
Which one
anyway,
is-
to conclude, Carlioo, do you want to do the honors?
Oh yes, please, because I didn't get to do that with the 3-5 after 2 days, did I?
Well, we started with Omega on the 5th episode, giving the honors of axing the game. So now we officially have that. So,
Okay, fair
Carlioo,
enough.
you are free to axe this game as you want. Would you like to do the honors?
Oh, I would please. Chain of Memories, I wish you could have been good. You weren't. Now please get the heck out of my sight.
Finish him!
Decapitation!
Thank you so much, Bad Gamer.
Hey, it's gonna be my gig.
All right. So, yeah, Chain of Memories, it had potential, but it missed the mark big time.
So, how many...
I'm mild.
So, that's
So we're
8
done now.
bad games in the execution bucket. What will it be next week?
Well,
Tune in to find out.
Oh, you probably know what it will be next week when you realize what the theme is of the episode that we're going to have, but we'll just
Oh,
have to keep
yeah.
that a secret for
My
right now.
boy.
But it's something that we
I can
all
do the
agree
double
on.
shot.
Everyone will have fun and whatnot.
Oh, we'll have fun with the execution next week, so you'll just have to wait
You
and
get
see.
cards while moving forward. You can maybe do the duck walk. Cool, huh?
Ooh,
No,
No.
there's a little
I'm
secret
excited.
right there. But anyway, it's time for us to get on with our last segment, guys, and we need to go to the video game playground.
The video game playground.
We're going to have so much
yeah.
mistakes this week.
Okay, so, anyway, I think I'll start with me first this time. I don't know how long it's been since I've started first on the video game playground, but the game that I've been playing this week, since I already mentioned it last week, that I was doing video capturing for it, is Tales of the Abyss on the PlayStation 2. And yes, I am going back to referring to, the Tales game that I was talking about that I was, doing in the video game playground today. And Tales of the Abyss. I definitely think it's another really good RPG. Like I said, I definitely think that all the games in the main Mothership franchise, or whatever, the main series, which is called the Mothership titles, they're all A+ materials, and A+ material, and Tales of the Abyss is definitely no different. And it evolves itself from, all the battle systems from the previous title. It seems like every title that comes after one after the other always, manages to change something in the battle system. And this game does with this is probably the first game in the series where you have the ability to free roam around the battlefield or whatever, or in the fights. It kind of takes a page from, Star Ocean in a sense. And in terms of the story as well, you play as this character called Luke von Fabra. He's a kid with red hair, and he's been isolated in this mansion for about 17 years of his life, and he hasn't been able to gain freedom. And he has become this spoiled, rotten kid. Like, he doesn't even want to know what's happening in the outside world or whatever. So he's pretty much ignorant to everybody, and he only cares about himself. But the thing is with this character is that at first you're gonna hate him, but there's gonna come to a point where he's gonna want to change his character from a spoiled kid to a selfless hero. And when he starts to get to that point where he wants to change, that is when you'll actually start to like the character a lot more. And I definitely think he's one of the most well-developed protagonists in the Tales franchise so far. It's not to say the same that, with Tales of Symphonia, Tales of Vesperia having good stories. They do, but in terms of, like, a dynamic character or a dynamic protagonist throughout the whole story, look no further with this game. And what else can I say about it? I won't be going into any other further details, but I just have to say that
Play it.
Yeah, just play it. There's so much that I can say about this game, but that would really spoil all the fun. And I do intend on wanting to do a Let's Play of it, not this upcoming week, but the week after, since Europe is bound to get it on the 25th of November. So might as well give you guys a little preview of what the game is like before you guys play it on your 3DS. And you should be able to enjoy it after you just watch me play it, or after seeing, the trailers and that stuff. But yeah, there's so much to say about Tales of the Abyss, but I really don't want to go any further than that, so definitely pick it up on the 3DS when you can. And I definitely plan on picking this up and Tales of Graces F on the PS3 when it comes out next year. So yeah, definitely pick up Tales of the Abyss, guys.
I will do.
Okay. And who wants to go next with the game that they've been playing? And I know, Bad Gamer, you said that you've been playing Skyrim, right?
Well, yeah, but only yesterday but today. But I've been playing some other games during the week.
Okay, sure. What have you been playing?
I've actually decided to go back and have a bit of a retro week. So
okay.
Not only did I start a new game on Pokemon Yellow, I also played. I don't know if many people know about this in the X franchise, but the Mega Man Extreme 2.
Oh yes, for the Game Boy Advance, which is basically like a retracing of Mega Man X1 through 3, but in Game Boy Color.
Yeah, well, in Extreme 2, it has its own story, but most of the enemies is from either X1, 2, or 3.
Right.
What I like about Extreme 2 is it also has a place in the sort of timeline of X. It takes place after X3, but before X4, because Iris is in this game.
Mm-hmm.
As whatever you call again words these days. And as usual, it's a solid game in many ways. The music is glorious Game Boy chip music, as it always is. I also like the Game Boy version. Can call a remake of the Lost Octopus stage.
Oh, nice.
Which is one of my favorite when I play that stage.
Uh-huh.
It's a fun way where you can play as either X or Zero, and when you're done with their half, when you continue from that, you play as either one of them. Let's say if you start as X, you finish his half, you then save and then continue, then you get to play as Zero instead, but with the power ups X also gain, but Zero style.
Yeah.
And then you get to play his half of the story. And you can do that in reverse, and if you finish both of them, you get what's called Extreme Mode, where you get to place all 8 where you get to face all 8 bosses, and you get to play as X and Zero at the same time, like a la X7, where you can switch out whenever they want.
Okay.
Boss, which is kind of fun. And of course, the final boss is of course Sigma.
All right.
No duh.
Who would have thunk it?
Who would have thunk it? So, is that what you've been playing?
Yeah, I'm trying to get my mind off Skyrim until it came out, but
Okay. Omega, what have you been playing?
Quite a bit of different games really.
You haven't been playing anything?
Jumping between. No, I have been. I've been jumping between Assassin's Creed Brotherhood, Sonic the Hedgehog, Sonic Generations, and this week I've been trying to prestige as quick as I can on Call of Duty 4.
I still need to beat Brotherhood before I play Revelations.
Yeah, you ain't got much time.
Yeah, I know, right?
Yep, I mean it comes out in 3 days.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it comes out Tuesday, so you better get a move on, buddy.
Actually, I have Shinobi on the 3DS on my mind.
Well,
Did that one get a bit early released by, I think was it Walmart or Best Buy?
Oh, I don't remember.
I remember Kenshiro told me about that, so...
Anything else you've been playing, Omega? Anything you want to talk about in particular?
Not really. I'm still waiting for Nintendo to release the Game Boy Advance Ambassador games.
Yeah, I'm still waiting for those. Where are those, Nintendo?
Yeah, where are those? I want to see Golden Sun in the Ambassadors program. We'll put that in the Lost Age.
Yeah, I still wish for that.
I can't even remember where I put the darn thing.
Okay. Carlioo, what have you been playing?
I have been playing Batman Arkham City. I have been playing Plants vs. Zombies. I have been playing Kingdom Hearts 2. Hells yes.
Plants vs. Zombies, you say? How is that?
Oh yeah, it's fun. I mean, I'm trying to just beat the after main game stuff. But hey, main Kingdom Hearts 2. Oh yes.
Definitely superior sequel to the original.
Not according to some other people.
It depends on what you like. It depends on what you like, I suppose.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, yeah. I mean, I've been
some
looking
people
for that
hate
game.
that there's no. Some people hate that there's no dodge roll or anything like that.
Oh yeah, I suppose that's a big deal, but yeah. I mean, there's some flaws compared to the first game that are in the second. Like, I think the story's kind of gone down. Kinda.
Well, I'll just say it this much: there's lots of plot holes that are left at after the end of the second game, but at least that's why we had all those spin-offs and side stories, because Nomura actually wanted to fill those plot holes that were left out. He doesn't want to leave anything unfinished, so I at least give him props for that.
More games. Yeah, I mean,
It just
kind of feels
just
like
said
he
that one
hit
of
me.
the-
It kind of feels
It's just
like
said that one of the games. We have to stop doing this.
You start.
The only sad part is that one of his sort of the side stories really suck, and we already axed that game.
358 Days Over 2 and Chain of Memories.
Yeah, well, Chain of Memories wasn't really a side game. I mean, it was actually part of the main story, because it explains why Sora is where he is in the second game.
Well, yeah, that. And it was the first game to introduce the organization, or Organization 13.
And Axel got it memorized. Or he has it says in Chain of Memories, committed to memory, which is so much lamer.
Yeah. Get it memorized is way more cooler.
Yeah. It makes it sound so cool.
Yeah. Anything else you've been playing, my friend?
Flattered. Nothing. Well, yeah, of course. How can I forget? I got a 3DS last week. So
Oh,
playing.
nice.
I
Any
forgot to mention that for some reason. I don't know why.
which games have you been playing for it?
Oh, I don't know. Maybe Ocarina of Time.
Are you gonna pick up Are you gonna pick up Super Mario 3D Land at any point?
Of course. No. Of
No.
course I won't. RRPG.
You
Yeah.
better. I've been hearing it's getting
Yep.
some good critical acclaim for a 3DS title.
You better do or Double R will hunt you down. Hunt you down and force you to buy it.
So you can use sarcasm at all.
Sorry, I can't sense sarcasm. But it's just that when things don't. It's just that sometimes when things don't go my way, I'm like, "What? You better buy this or don't buy this."
Yeah, I've noticed. No offense, but yeah, of course I will be getting.
Okay, that's good. But yeah,
I will be giving Nintendo all of my money.
So you definitely like the 3DS so far?
Oh yeah, it has a lot of stuff. Yeah, there's a lot of value. It has a lot of hidden value as well in the AR cards and the face raiders. I think that's called.
It's a manly system, Carlioo.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
It's manly as watching ponies.
Oh,
Again and again.
Shut it.
And it gets even more manly when you have a different color of the 3DS color lineup that they have. One of them is going to be metallic pink.
Oh yeah.
Oh no.
And not only pink, but metallic pink.
I prefer the one I have.
Yeah, I prefer the one I have too. I have Cosmo Black, so.
Same here, Double R. Same here.
Fist bump.
I have the blue. I had the blue one. I forgot what that was called.
Fist bump for you too, bad gamer.
Okay.
Yeah, aqua blue. I think.
Aqua blue, thank you.
Which one do you have, Carlioo? Which color?
Oh, you know, the blue one. I forgot what it's called.
Aqua blue.
Aqua blue, oh, yeah. It's so blue. It's so cool.
No Cosmo Red, anybody? Nope.
I wanted to get Cosmo Red, but, you know, I didn't want to be weirded out.
You know what I really
Hold
want?
on, you can't call it.
You know
You can't
what I
definitely
really...
call it Cosmo Red, can you? Because already Cosmo's black. So why didn't they just call it Mario Red or something?
Mario Red, that'd be pretty good.
You know what? You know, at the same time, I wish I went so quick with the 3DS because I finally saw what the 3DS with Ocarina of Time looked like.
Mm-hmm.
I so want that 3DS.
Yeah, and I think what's even funny about the 3DS is that just recently Nintendo put out this video of having Charles Martinet, the voice of Mario, actually guiding you about the 3DS and what makes it, different than the DSi or whatever. Okay, guys, I think that will go ahead and that will wrap up this episode of the 4DS Audio Podcast today. So, anyway, guys, we all hope that you enjoyed this episode, and to sign off, I am Double RPG.
I'm Bad Gamer.
I'm Carlioo.
I'm a Mega Mario.
And, did you guys have any plugs before we go?
Well, besides
Support the
usual.
show. Support the show.
Yeah, support the show. We're finally on Got Game and iTunes now.
Yeah.
Yes.
Support the show and tell you.
Awesome sauce.
Awesome sauce. And we definitely want to bring in some more guests, and I think we'll probably have one guest come on next week, but we'll have to see, but most likely will.
But my YouTube, seeing as my computer is kaput, if you do subscribe to me on YouTube, then I'm sorry, but the Daytona and the Sonic Generations reviews I said I was going to do, they won't come out until the computer's under repair and done. So,
Okay.
yeah.
But yeah, nothing to plug for me as well. I mean, I'm almost done with the Donkey Kong 64 Let's Play, and we'll be getting on with Tales of the Abyss next. And but yeah, guys, continue supporting the show and let your friends and let your family know about it, and so that way we can, be known to the masses, and we can get more people to join in as special guests and all that. And yeah, that's just.
Yeah, I look forward to next week, because next week it's Zelda Day.
Yeah, it's Zelda. It's the theme of Zelda because of Skyward Sword's big release next week. And we will be talking Zelda stuff throughout the whole
Just
episode.
remember, underneath this player on .game, there's a load of share icons.
Mm-hmm.
Don't be afraid to click them, everyone.
Oh yes.
Intense nudge nudge.
And please comment and say what you think about the show. Give us some questions, and maybe we will answer them at some point.
Oh yeah, we'd love to do that.
In a
Definitely.
special episode.
Yes, in a special episode at some point, and we would really like to have the community around to listen to be a part of it by
Mhm. Yeah, I
we
think
answer your questions. So feel free to ask us almost anything.
Yeah, I think we'll definitely have to do that like once a month or so, doing like a episode where we just answer questions or whatever from the audience
we would-
members.
Yeah.
If it starts to get, heavily saturated with questions and all, but yeah, I definitely would love to do that at some point.
Yeah.
Anyway, guys,
So-
like we said, we all want to thank you for coming on the show today. Well, just listening to us with what episode are we on? 8? Yeah, I think this is. Yeah, I think
No,
this is
8.
episode 8. But anyway, guys, we all hope that you enjoyed episode 8 of the 40S Audio Podcast, and we shall see you next week. This is Double RPG signing off. Laters.
See
Bye,
ya.
guys. Fustrud
Bye, everybody.
No goodbye and good gaming, Omega.
No, because I'm worried he's going to kill me if I keep using it.
Oh. Okay, guys, we'll see you next
Goodbye,
week.
good gaming. Haha! I did it.
Don't you start that game.